The final gym seemed to have a maze system to get through it, and I encountered trainers who had fighting-type Pokemon who were taken out by Guilme, poison-type Pokemon who were defeated by Hikaru, normal-type Pokemon who were pulverized by Luffy, and a lot of ground-type Pokemon who didn't stand a chance against Victor. Even though there were a lot of trainers in the gym, none of it prepared us for facing against the gym leader, who turned out to be Giovanni. He said that he was using the gym as his hideout and accepted my challenge not as the leader of Team Rocket, but as my final gym leader. After all the times we battled in the past, I was ready for a challenge. Unfortunately, Victor was too weak to fight, so the task fell to Shirahoshi, who had her own reasons for wanting to defeat Giovanni. Giovanni basically stood back while Shirahoshi swept through his entire team with Surfs, and then simply handed over the Earth badge as well as the TM for the move Earthquake. He also said that he was officially done with Team Rocket and would return to just being a trainer, then disappeared again. I checked the floors and the walls for a secret door to chase after him, but he was gone, leaving me with questions that only he could answer. Why did he throw a final battle? Where does he keep disappearing to? And why did it seem like he was constantly helping me to get stronger and closer to my goal of becoming champion? I knew those questions would always haunt me, but for the time being, it was done. I had collected all 8 badges from Kanto, meaning I could now take on the Elite Four and become champion. After resting up at home, I made my way back to Viridian City and headed off to Route 22, where I ran into Gary, in pretty much the same spot as when we first started our journey. He was headed for the League 2 and we decided to battle one more time before making our way to Victory Road. As always, he led with Pidgeot, and this time I led with Shirahoshi. She was a little slow and took a wing attack, but then knocked out the Pidgeot with an Ice Beam. Next, Gary sent out Rhyhorn, who easily went down to a Surf. Third was Execute, who was also taken out by a single Ice Beam from Shirahoshi. And then came Alakazam, who instantly disabled her Ice Beam, so she hit him with a Body Slam. Alakazam got off a Psychic, and then Shirahoshi finished him off with another Body Slam. Second to last was Gyarados, so I switched over to Victor. He took a Hydro Pump that barely did anything, then hit Gyarados with a Frenzy Plant that surprisingly didn't knock it out. Gyarados used another pitiful Hydro Pump while Victor recovered from using Frenzy Plant, and then I made a terrible mistake. I had Victor use Frenzy Plant again, which did knock out Gyarados, but Gary only had one Pokemon left, Charizard, and Victor was too tired to fight. I saw the fear and panic in Victor's eyes, and unfortunately, there was nothing I could do about it. Charizard straightened up and sent Victor tumbling backwards with a wing attack, where he fell unconscious. I quickly sent out Hikaru, who just barely stayed up after taking a flamethrower, and then thankfully connected with a Rock Slide to knock out Gary's ferocious starter. We may have won the battle, but one thing was clear. We weren't nearly ready for Victory Road. And so I headed back home to Palatown, where I had a very important choice to make. Victor had come a really long way since I chose him as my starter Pokemon, but it was time to admit something we'd been avoiding since day one. Victor was still a timid-natured guy, and serious battling just wasn't for him. And so the decision was made for him to stay home in Palatown, and for me to find someone else to take with me to the Pokémon League.